moments, maybe you should recuse yourself. But I can't sit up here and tell people what to do on the Supreme Court side of the House. You know, we're supposed to be co-equal branches of government. Unfortunately, I think that the president forgot about that yesterday. And that's okay.
Jim Hunter from West Palm Beach asks, what's happening with H.R. 3991 as it relates to labor unions? Any concerns?
Well, first of all, there are a lot of numbers that go through my head. So, Jim, afterwards, can you come up and tell me what the H.R. 3991 is? Can at least give me a title, and then we can discuss it as far as union impacts. That was it. I'm panning the crowd.
No.
Where is it? Are you there? Okay. Yeah, just talk to me afterwards about it.
Okay. Animal welfare, House Bills 198 and 2492. We're doing the numbers here.
Well, I think I'm doing okay with the Humane Society. I think at last count I had a 63–64% rating with them as far as, you know, voting on animal rights issues. So once again, let me know the exact specific piece of legislation that you're talking about. But if it's something that's absolutely, you know, knuckleheadish and heinous, you know, I think I'm probably well signed on.
Michael Foster from Lake Park asks, why do you believe that your opinions supersede the expressed views and wishes and concerns of a majority of your constituents?
Well, first of all, I don't deal in opinions. I just deal in assessments, and I give you the truth, and I don't think that it does supersede the majority of the people that elected me to go to Washington, D.C. and be their representative. Now, there are two very varying philosophies in the United States and very ideologies. I believe in economic freedom. I don't believe in economic dependency. I believe in individual sovereignty. I don't believe in the collective. I believe in empowering an individual and not enslaving an individual. I believe in a constitutional republic and not a bureaucratic nanny state. I believe in the writings of our founding fathers and the documents thereof, and that's what I stand for. And anytime you want to sit and debate me as far as my visions, my assessments, the things that I'm voting on, be happy to do it.
Mr. Hunter sent in another question, I think, or maybe it's a different Mr. Hunter, who asks about attempts to legally do away with the Electoral College via interstate compacts, the National Popular Vote Compact, whereby electoral votes would be allocated proportionally. What can be done about this, and what's your opinion?
Well, I can tell you this year no one's going to be bringing up anything to get rid of the Electoral College. You know, and once again, I think the most important thing, we got to stay focused on what really is the danger for this country. That. If we don't get that under control, I mean, it doesn't matter about the Electoral College. It doesn't matter about animal rights. You will have a country that is so far in debt. It's a country that its fiscal security, its national security, its energy security is at risk right now. Those are the three aspects of our security that I'm really and truly focused on. Everything else is important, yes, absolutely right, because I represent you. But I got to stay focused on that thing right there, and I have to stay focused on a very volatile, unstable world, especially the fact that we keep cutting back and reducing the strength of our United States military. That's the thing that keeps me awake at night, not whether or not we're going to have an electoral college. And I just have to apologize for that.
The next two are actually more comments, but I should bring them to your attention. Dan Roberts says, deal with protesters against needed budget cuts. You care to comment? Deal with protesters against needed budget cuts.
Deal with protesters.
That's against needed budget cuts. I guess I would assume like protests in Greece, or if things like that happen in this country. Okay,
well, I don't know what you mean, and maybe you should take a class in subject-verb agreement, because
we have those here.
I can't figure out what this statement says.
And Linda Balo notes that she brought 2012 Alzheimer's Association figures for you. That's kind of an FYI, I suppose. Julie Dunstan from Jupiter asked, based upon the overwhelming evidence by Sheriff Joel's cold case posse that the ID documents of the presidents are forged, is that not worthy of a congressional investigation?
No. I was very honest. once again, I gotta stay focused. I don't care where the president was born. I care about the direction that this country is heading. Now, if you want me to go running off chasing, all of these other different things, then I lose focus on that. And how do we rectify that? Then I lose focus on the fact that, a year ago, when we asked Hosni Mubarak to step down in Egypt, now we've got a place that's controlled by radical Islamic groups and the Muslim Brotherhood. How many people know about the 19 hostages that were being held in Egypt? How do you think they got released? Money. The United States government gave them $5 million, American taxpayer dollars. They didn't come and ask the Congress about it. They just went ahead and cut the check. A couple of weeks ago, when the Egyptian government said, if you don't give us our $1.2, $1.3 billion of foreign aid, we're going to go against Israel. We did not go through the Foreign Relations Committee, Subcommittee on Appropriations. We sent them that aid. That's the thing that I have to worry about. How many people here know what Scarabeo 9 is? Scarabeo 9 is a Chinese-made oil rig that, thanks to a Spanish company called Repsol, now sits 55 to 60 miles off of the coast of Key West, Florida. Drilling in waters deeper than Deepwater Horizon. Scarabeo 9 does not meet any specifications of an American oil rig. That's what I need to be focused on. And that's what I need to come out and share with you all so that you can be better informed. Don't go chasing down in the rabbit hole. Because I got to tell you something. That's what the other side wants you to do. And then you lose focus. Because that's what they want to see me say on tape. So then they can come back and say, Allen West is a radical. He's a knucklehead. He's worried about the presidents from Kenya. Well, I ain't worried about the president from Kenya. I'm worried about the damn president and all the debt that he's bringing on the United States of America. I'm worried about the diminished global influence that we have in the world right now. And I can tell you that I was told that when I sat down with the leadership of the United States Strategic Command, which is responsible for looking at the global security situation of this country. This is not a joke. I know that people here laughing and shaking their head. I challenge you to walk in the shoes that I walk. Because I'm not going to see my country go into decline over this liberal progressive ideology, which show me anywhere in the world it has ever been successful.
Jackie Hanley from Port St. Lucie asks, what will you do to repeal the Stand Your Ground law?
Well, first of all, okay, once again, I guess we need to have a lesson in federalism.
We teach that too.
I am a United States representative. Stand Your Ground was passed in the state of Florida. Do you want the United States representative to come down and start telling the state what type of laws they should have? No. I think that's a violation of the Constitution called the 10th Amendment. And see, that's my concern. The people are asking me questions that kind of make me a little nervous about the level of competency that we have in our electorate in the United States of America. Stand Your Ground law is something you should be talking to your state representative and your state senator about. You should not be talking to me about it. And furthermore, I am absolutely appalled that the tragedy that happened in Sanford, Florida, has now been hijacked by irrational voices that want to use it for an ideological agenda. A young man lost his life. That's what we should be focused on. Not trying to destroy our country based upon race. Not trying to attack laws that have been passed in this state. If you got a concern about the laws, take it up with your state representative and state senator. But get focused on what really happened there. I guarantee you, no one cares about the 13-year-old African-American male that at the same time Trayvon Martin was shot, he was shot in the head down in West Palm Beach, along Tamarind. He's sitting at St. Mary's Hospital in a coma. So what makes him less important than what happened to Trayvon Martin? I'll tell you what makes him more important. People